Hello everyone, and welcome back to Clan Generator, where last time HopeClan was devastated by the loss of Fruitpaw, who was at the time assigned to Brownminnow, who was already quite the insecure cat. Now, in shock and doubting his ability to do anything, it's up to the cats around him to try and bring him out of it as they continue trying to survive at the same time. Moon 49? Well, Brownminnow is no longer suffering from shock. I still feel like there are wounds there, but at least he can go back to his duties. Relationship-wise, Fleetfreckle apologized to Weevilstripe for something or other. Patridgefur finds a bit of fluff that smells like pad and adds it to their nest. Oh, that's adorable. Patridgefur rolls around in some herbs after hearing Pad likes their smell. Ooh, that is interesting. There's definitely something going on there. Weevilstripe is having a wonderful time discussing clan news with Pad. Brownminnow realized they were too harsh in their judgment of Nimblehope. Nimblehope thinks Brownminnow is being annoying. Oh dear. Oh dear. That is interesting. One is, like, being nice to the other and thinking, oh, they aren't so bad, and then the other sibling is just like, you're annoying. Go away. Wow. Wow. Pad finds a bit of fluff that smells like Fleetfreckle and adds it to their nest. Eepy helps Brownminnow pick burrs out of their fur. So it looks like at this point Patridgefur has romantic like for both Brownminnow and Pad. Pad likes Patridgefur back. Brownminnow also likes Patridgefur, so we have a full-on love triangle going on at this time. Also, I love how complex the family tree is, even at this point, because I probably, if I looked in, like, Savannah Clan's save file, I might be able to see some family trees that rival this, but I've never actually seen a family tree with this many bubbles. Patridgefur is drying some herbs. Eepy is wondering if they would be a good swimmer. Weevilstripe is having a good day. Pad tries to set a good example for younger cats. Fleetfreckle is spending a considerable amount of time grooming, like usual. Brownminnow took out their own insecurities on a friend and feels awful guilty. Oh, poor Brownminnow. Nimblehope is feeling gloomy. These two have been through so much. I feel like Weevilstripe would take her adopted son out on patrol to try and help him work through some things. And they go fishing. That's sometimes a good way to clear the mind, I think. Well, they are successful in fishing, so perhaps Brownminnow is able to see he is good for something after all. Maybe that will help him. These two are also trying to work out their issues. Their relationship has been a little awkward, to say the least. Oh, that is adorable. I don't know why you'd ask your mate this, but I think it's a good thing. I feel like she's trying to rekindle the spark that they once had. Oh dear, I sent Eepy out on their own. I'm kind of nervous. I'm gonna check the rules real quick. Hold on. So I checked the rules and we cannot proceed. So I believe we shouldn't. Although Eepy is troublesome. I don't think he's stupid. I kind of want to proceed, but I don't. We cannot afford to lose any more cats right now. So for now, we will not proceed. Now, if you're yelling at me because that was another cat, well, yeah, that'd be yelling at me too, but I don't know if there's any way to know for sure that that interaction was another cat and not, a predator. So, or it could have been prey, which is fine, but I don't think there's a hunger system in the game just yet. Interesting. Pad had a vision, but Patridgefur can't make any sense of it. I wonder if that's because it might have meant something bad, and Patridgefur doesn't want to think that, something could happen to Pad, or that Pad could somehow be bad or something. I don't know. It's very interesting. Or perhaps it's just that it's too complicated to make sense of right now. The mallow went bad. Well, that isn't good ever. Fleetfreckle said something that rubbed Weevilstripe the wrong way. Patridgefur thinks Brownminnow is very helpful. Weevilstripe thinks Eepy is funny. Brownminnow said they'd cover for Eepy, but when it came time, they got him in trouble. Brownminnow thinks Patridgefur is really charming. Interesting. Nimblehope always thought Eepy had it all figured out, so they're surprised when Eepy asks for help. Pad is talking with Brownminnow, and Eepy stands tall when Brownminnow walks by. Patridgefur is tending to growing herbs. Eepy got distracted quite a bit today. Weevilstripe is basking in the sun. Pad is eavesdropping on Nimblehope. Fleetfreckle wonders how Patridgefur is doing. Brownminnow is sparring with some clanmates, and Nimblehope wants to get to know her brother better. These two are on patrol together. They don't have the best relationship, but it's not too bad, and Nimblehope does realize her adopted mother is a very competent warrior, and they were able to find some deer droppings thanks to Weevilstripe. I sent Brownminnow and Patridgefur on a patrol last moon, so I'm sending Pad and Brownminnow on a patrol this moon. And a little lizard catches the patrol's eye. Brownminnow pounces on the little creature. The nice mouthful is a great start to what turns into a decent hunting patrol, a chance to stretch their legs and get out of the camp as the weather improves. Well, that went well. Of course, Patridgefur's patrol didn't go badly. It's just he couldn't make sense of the vision, so. I feel like Patridgefur could use some time alone. And they gathered burdock, so, well, it's hard to that is a good thing. Oh, another lizard. There's a lot of lizards around lately. And Fleetfreckle pounces on the little creature and carries the nice mouthful home. Interesting. So it was successful, but Fleetfreckle didn't cause a whole chain reaction of good hunts. He just caught the one lizard. Let's also check up on our outsiders here. Norman nearly got caught up in a two-leg trap, and Puzzle got pet by a two-leg. Let's time skip another moon here, and Weevilstripe sprained her paw. Relationship-wise, Fleetfreckle quickly apologizes after bumping into Weevilstripe and have a small laugh about it. Patridgefur bristles after being scolded by Fleetfreckle. Weevilstripe is having a wonderful time discussing clan news with Brownminnow. Weevilstripe thinks Patridgefur is helpful. Brownminnow challenged Weevilstripe to spar with them. Nimblehope is wowed by how bravely Fleetfreckle fought the other day. Pad sees that Fleetfreckle's piece of prey looks tastier and asks if they'd like to swap. They agree happily, saying they like that one better. And Eepy apologized to Pad for something or other. Patridgefur is eavesdropping on Fleetfreckle. Eepy is sparring with some clanmates. Weevilstripe has been coming up with complicated riddles for fun. Pad is picking birds from their pelt. Fleetfreckle wonders if StarClan has given Patridgefur any prophecies lately. Brownminnow is sparring with clanmates, and Nimblehope is also sparring. So these two are sparring together, sibling bonding. Our outsiders is wondering if clan life is the only way to live with others, and Puzzle is exploring. We're going to make two big patrols this moon. Brownminnow, Nimblehope, and Pad are going to go on one. Oh, well, we'll see. Oh, no. Nimblehope broke the warrior code. Ooh. Honestly, she does strike me as a tiny bit troublesome, but it's a bit surprising nonetheless. Maybe as punishment, she won't be allowed to patrol next moon. I feel like that would be quite fitting, given that she really likes to. Patridgefur is on a mission to find lungwort now that Greenleaf is here. As the only reliable cure for yellow cough, they're determined HopeClan won't run out of it. It takes them all day, but eventually, finally, Patridgefur spots the speckled leaves they've been looking for. so crucial to harvest while the growing season is upon them. For just a second, they feel the weight of their responsibilities lift, and the strength of their relief catches them off guard. So we have a stock of lungwort now. I do wonder how our medicine cat den is doing. Looks like we're pretty prepared. Wow, we actually have a lot of lungwort. I don't know if that's just because it was just gathered or we had more of it before that. So, yeah, looks pretty good. Let's see what the next moon has to bring. Nothing. Like, nothing hardly ever happens. I guess there aren't enough cats for there to be a lot of things happening, but there's definitely some relationship stuff going on. But I don't want to tip the scales one way or the other, really. I want to see what happens. I don't know if they will make a polygamous relationship or if the cats will decide to pair up one way or the other. So I'm kind of just letting it ride for now, but if nothing happens in this episode, maybe next episode I will do something about that. So Fleetfreckle comes up with a plan to sneak out of camp with Nimblehope. Aww, that's adorable. Patridgefur, with the same moon, Nimblehope has been told that she's not allowed to go out of camp. That is actually hilarious. I feel like I gotta send those two on a patrol now. Patridgefur is telling a story to Eepy. Weevilstripe wants to spend more time with Fleetfreckle. Weevilstripe just noticed how beautiful Pad's eyes are. Okay, now that's something new. There's more cats in the sea. More cats have entered, whatever. Now it's a love square. Brownminnow covered for Weevilstripe on something minor. Nimblehope appreciates Brownminnow telling them they got a feather stuck to their face. Pad realized they were too harsh in their judgment of Nimblehope, and Eepy complains Nimblehope never does anything helpful. Pad is eavesdropping on Brownminnow. Eepy is staring off into space. Weevilstripe tries to set a good example for younger cats and is still suffering from her sprain. Pad tries to set a good example for younger cats as well. Fleetfreckle wants to get to know Weevilstripe better. Brownminnow is curious about other clans, and Nimblehope wonders how Weevilstripe is doing. I found it adorable that a lot of cats are wondering about Weevilstripe now that she's hurt. Norman is scouting out locations for a new den, and Puzzle is humming a tune. We've not checked in on StarClan in a while, so I'll scroll through here. Whisper Poppy is worried about the clan's ability to survive the latest illness. Well, hopefully all that lungwort we collected will help. Bouncekit explores StarClan. Lion Ember walks in the dreams of Eepy. Interesting. Milkweed's poem wishes they could speak to old friends. Bite Iris can feel some cat forgetting. Oh, I should probably prevent fading. Wait, no, I wasn't. I was preventing fading for a reason. I forgot that I should not prevent fading for you either. Okay, anyway. Bouncefoot has been spending time with Whisper Poppy lately. Applepaw is talking with Waterstar. Fruitpaw is comforting another StarClan cat, perhaps Ravenpaw here. Gingerlight is hoping they will be remembered. Peacolt is still just as territorial as always. Oh, I forgot that Fleetfreckle is still considered the mentor of Brownminnow. I gotta go into the files and fix that at some point. Suspicious paw prints. They're out on patrol alone and they aren't supposed to be out here. I feel like Fleetfreckle would try to prevent her from following, but I know that she would. Oh, and it's Nimblehope's own paw prints, which is embarrassing, but it's alright. Fleetfreckle won't tell anyone. They weren't even supposed to be out on patrol in the first place, so I am going to randomize, 3 cats, and then I'm going to remove one of them, so there we go. And, I had comments on that they could not help but think what legacy they would leave behind if StarClan called upon them. Aww. Patridgefur and Pad spent their time on the patrol discussing how to StarClan the end of life did not mean it was the true end. Even in StarClan, cats had their role to play. Pad's legacy would shine brighter than any star. Comforted by these words, Pad thanks Patridgefur and helps bring back the herbs. Oh, that is sweet. Patridgefur is comforting his fresh there. Of course, Patridgefur would do that, probably for any cat. He is rather grumpy on the outside, but he has a soft interior. A stocky gray fox is feeding on a deer fawn carcass. A gray fox is unlikely to have killed a fawn this size. Huh. I feel like Eepy would try and convince Brownminnow that I feel like Brownminnow on his own would not attack, but I feel like he wouldn't, like, he's so insecure that he wouldn't, like, be able to resist the peer pressure, so I'm going to proceed. Wow, with a prayer to StarClan, they throw themselves into battle, and the fox, already half full of venison and unwilling to lose fight over it, is driven off the kill. Well, that worked rather well. I guess Eepy maybe... Well, I don't think Eepy really has good instincts. I just think they got lucky there. On to next moon. Weevilstripe's brain has healed, and Brownminnow tries to convince Fleetfreckle to run away with them. What is even going on there? I don't know if that's a romantic thing or just... I didn't think Brownminnow had any sort of crush on Fleetfreckle. I don't even know. Maybe it's just that they were mentor and apprentice, and Brownminnow trusts Fleetfreckle the most out of all the cats. But why would Brownminnow want to run away? It's interesting, for sure. Let me know your ideas on what that could be. Fleetfreckle had a disagreement with Weevilstripe about something or other. Patridgefur is talking with Eepy. Weevilstripe thinks Pad was nice to them today. Brownminnow thinks Patridgefur was nice to them today. Nimblehope appreciates how Pad always seems to ask how they're doing. Nimblehope was caught enjoying a moonlit stroll with Fleetfreckle last night. Aw, that is adorable. I hope these two can have some kids soon. Pad chats quietly with Fleetfreckle while they're both on camp guard duty. Ooh, that's a new one. I've never seen that one before. Eepy appreciates how Brownminnow always seems to ask how they're doing. Patridgefur counts and recounts the poppy seeds. Eepy ate a mouse while out on patrol. Oh, well, Eepy's also breaking the warrior code. Everyone over here is. Weevilstripe wonders how Pad is doing. Pad is feeling underappreciated, even while Weevilstripe is wondering how he's doing. Fleetfreckle is sparring with some clanmates. Brownminnow is picking the burrs from his pelts. And Nimblehope is sparring with clanmates. Norman envies the strong kinship the clan cats have, and Puzzle is again playing with kits. Weevilstripe and Fleetfreckle are going out on patrol, and they find a vole. Fleetfreckle drops into a crouch and begins to stalk forward. They're preparing to pounce when their paw lightly brushes the twig, and the vole immediately takes off. They give chase, but the critter disappears into a burrow. Mouse stung. Aw, poor Fleetfreckle. I feel like Weevilstripe would tell him it's alright, you know. He'll get him next time. But it's quite embarrassing after being such an experienced warrior at this point. The patrol notices a commotion and finds two squirrels chasing each other across the forest floor. The squirrels are too excited and quick, and they slip out from the patrol's claws. Poor Brownminnow, this cannot help his insecurities. And I also realize I accidentally put these two on the same patrol 2 moons in a row, but whatever, doesn't really matter. Okay. Let's put these two on patrol together. Well, that leaves Nimblehope going on patrol by herself. It'll probably be fine. Aww. Patridgefur is left in an unavoidably grumpy mood due to a storm. The herbs are strewn about, prey and hiding. It would take forever to find anything. And Pad splashes water from a puddle onto Patridgefur's fur. Patridgefur fluffs up like a bottle brush, turning around to quickly send a wave of water back towards Pad. The two engage in a small water fight, and they resume the herb patrol. Pad is glad to see Patridgefur looks much happier. Oh, that is adorable. That is absolutely adorable. Nimblehope is going on a patrol by herself, and she catches the vole. Nice. On we go. Patridgefur believes they're meant for something greater. That is interesting. Fleetfreckle is having a wonderful time discussing recent clan news with Eepy. Patridgefur tells Eepy to count on them in a difficult situation. Weevilstripe surprises Pad with something nice. Weevilstripe sees Brownminnow's piece of bread looks tastier and asks if they'd like to swap. They agree happily, saying they like that one better. Brownminnow thinks Eepy is very helpful. Nimblehope is sparring with Fleetfreckle, again adorable. Pad is talking with Patridgefur, and Eepy appreciates how Fleetfreckle always seems to ask how they're doing. Patridgefur is hoping for a message from StarClan soon. Eepy is sparring with some clanmates. Weevilstripe tries to set a good example. Pad woke up on the wrong side of the nest. Fleetfreckle is curious about the other clans. Brownminnow spars with some clanmates, and Nimblehope is craving the taste of mouse. Looking at relationships, it looks like the romantic like between Brownminnow and Pad is, well, about the same right now. I mean, a little bit less for Brownminnow. Whereas all of the platonic stats are higher with Brownminnow, which might be a better base for a relationship, but I kind of don't want to make the same mistake I think I might have made with Fleetfreckle and Nimblehope, or maybe they're just taking it slow figuring things out. Meanwhile, Brownminnow has a lot of romantic like for Patridgefur and a lot of other platonic stats for Patridgefur, and none for anyone else. So that might be the pairing that ends up happening here. And Weevilstripe now has some romantic like for Pad and for Eepy, so that could go either way. Although that's not developing nearly as fast. We are going to go on patrol here. Let's send Weevilstripe and Pad on a patrol. And they're going to practice teamwork. They have a nice practice session, and their trust and coordination with each other goes stronger. As they wander aimlessly toward the sparring area for a training session, Nimblehope asks Fleetfreckle for their advice with something. Whoa! Fleetfreckle refuses, saying they have no time to talk. Nimblehope accepts that answer, crestfallen, with tail drooping. Wow, that is weird. One step forward, 2 steps back, perhaps. The patrol finds a small burrow in the ground with a strange scent. They hesitate, unsure if it's worth checking. I feel like Brownminnow has heard all the stories about badgers. Eepy, meanwhile, doesn't. I kind of feel like I should proceed, but it might end up with one or both of them dead, and I really don't want to deal with that. Just because I do proceed doesn't mean they will, which is something interesting. I'm going to proceed. Oh, well, we found a rabbit. Well, that is good. And we're going to go harvest some ragwort. The yellow flowers of the plant waft out their scent, leaving a foul taste hanging in the air. And at least you got it. It might be disgusting, but hey, you need it. Norman is wondering about what clan life would be like. Do you guys think I should maybe edit Norman into the clan? I mean, after all, he has thought about clan cats quite a bit lately. Or perhaps should I just let him live out his days as a loner? And Puzzle got pet by a 2-leg. Again, maybe Puzzle should become a 2-leg. I have done this before in Savannah Clan, where there were 2 loners, and when I invited into the clan, one I edited to be a 2-leg. Let me know if you think that should happen again, or perhaps if it shouldn't happen because it's kind of cheating. So that is, a consideration. Although I could edit cats to be kitty pets without it be cheating, because, they're kitty pets. They aren't gonna help us. Waterstar is watching HopeClan proudly. Weedclaw worries about cats in the dark forest. To which I say, what cats? Well, perhaps there's some shadows there that are very faded from long ago, plotting against our clan. Whisper Poppy is sharing their knowledge with Ravenpaw. Bouncekit is curious about other clans. Oh, well. You've seen Eepy's future demise. That's just wonderful. Gale Spots is hoping to give a life to a new leader. She hopes that the clan will soon get to the point where it's able to have one. Bouncefoot watches Fleetfreckle grow and live the life they could never have. Wow, that is deep and dark. Bouncefoot, I guess, is a little jealous of his siblings who got to grow up and who got to experience love. Fleetfreckle in particular has a mate, maybe is going to have some kits soon, and Bouncefoot is not able to have any of that. That's 2 messages about Eepy. I feel like there's something important about this cat. And Gingerlight has been spending time with Weedclaw lately. Peacoat is wondering if the living can sense them nearby. Time to go on. A kitty pet waits on the border for a patrol, asking to join the clan. The kitty pet decides to take on a more clan-like name and is now known as Shakadazzle. HopeClan has the best names, no doubt about it. Pad finds nettles while out on a walk and decides to give them to Weevilstripe. I feel like I would definitely want to look at what Weevilstripe's nettles look like, but I feel like maybe Pad is starting to make his choice that maybe he should become mates with a cat that's closer to his age and his experience level and is also a warrior who also, wants to protect younger cats. I feel like Pad's making his preferences known, maybe? He's starting to give Weevilstripes gifts. Nimblehope went missing for a few days, which is interesting. I feel like Nimblehope and Patridgefur would be a better pairing as well, so I feel like those 2 pairings are closer in age, closer in experience, and I feel that Nimblehope could probably gain a lot from having Patridgefur as his mate as well, so I might meddle here. I don't know. I feel like I meddle in these cats' relationships way too much, so I kind of don't want to, but I feel like that's the way the story is going. And it's been forever, and no cats are doing anything. Fleetfreckle mews congratulations to Nimblehope for a job well done. Patridgefur is always happy to grab some fresh kill for Nimblehope to share. Aw, that is adorable. Eepy asks Shakadazzle if they could use some help getting introduced to the other clan members. Aw, that is a new one. I've never seen that one before, and I love it. Nimblehope welcomes Shakadazzle. And Eepy did it twice. Okay. Well, apparently Eepy is really, really, impressed with this new cat and wanting to help them out. Weevilstripe complains Eepy never does anything helpful. I feel like that's Weevilstripe complaining about Eepy, fawning over this new cat. Weevilstripe doesn't notice Nimblehope twitching their whiskers at them. Weevilstripe feels like Pad hasn't been paying much attention to them lately. Oh, well, Pad just gave you a gift, but you're feeling like maybe Weevilstripe's just jealous. Weevilstripe is jealous of any cat that she has a crush on that has, is paying any attention to any other cat. I feel like that's honestly. Brownminnow saw Eepy show off a skill they never knew they had. Nimblehope appreciates this Brownminnow, telling them they had a feather stuck to their face. Pad is wowed by how bravely Shakadazzle fought. Okay, hold on. I want to try and say this whole thing. Okay. Padparadschatuft. I tried. Padparadschatuft is wowed by how bravely Shakadazzle fought the other day. That is the best sentence to ever come out of Clan Generator. Pad told Fleetfreckle to stop padding after them like a lost kit. Wow. Eepy thinks Patridgefur has a strange sense of humor. There's a lot of negatives going around. I feel like having a new cat has kind of upset the group dynamic here. And it was already on the edge with so many cats having crushes on other cats and then the other cats having a crush on someone else, and it's just a mess. Waterstar is watching over the clan with Bouncekit. Bouncekit is worried about the clan's ability to survive the latest illness. Lion Ember accidentally found themselves in Nimblehope's dreams the other night. Milkweed Swarm is also hoping the clan will get a leader soon. Gale Spots judges Eepy. Bite Iris has seen Weevilstripe's future demise. That's great. Fruitpaw is sneaking close to the border of the dark forest. That's kind of scary. Peacoat is cocooned within a serene silence. That is interesting. I feel like since Eepy was so excited to show Shakadazzle around and introduce them, Eepy should go on a patrol with Shakadazzle. And they're not going to get experience if we don't proceed. So we are going to follow the paw prints to a trespassing rogue and confront them. Fur puffed up and scowling, Eepy and Shackadazzle demand the rogue leaves HopeClan territory. Intimidated by their confidence, the rogue gives in and leaves without a fight. Yes, Shackadazzle and Eepy, for that matter, have confronted their first rogue and were successful. I feel like the brothers should go out on patrol together. Fleetfreckle trots over to Patridgefur, the two cats grinning at each other with raised tails. Patridgefur wants an escort to gather herbs, and as luck would have it, the only cat free at the moment is his sibling, Fleetfreckle. Oh, this is adorable. Absolutely love that art. Patridgefur and Fleetfreckle race through the territory together, hearts light with joy and at being able to patrol together despite their different roles. So what if they take a little longer coming home than they should? They still return to camp with plenty of herbs. They deserve to have some sibling time for a change. That is absolutely adorable, and I love this. I love this. Completely love it. And let's have these two have some sibling time. They find a squirrel. Stealthily, Nimblehope stalks forward. The squirrel has no idea what's coming as the cat pounces on it and breaks its neck. Nimblehope sends a silent thanks to StarClan. Well, that is interesting. The two apparently had a successful hunting patrol, and Nimblehope caught a squirrel. Weevilstripe and Pad are the only two left, so we'll send them out. And we caught the bird. Perhaps they employed some teamwork on that. I like to think maybe one of them scared the bird and the other one jumped up in the air and caught it, but, that would be kind of stupid to scare the bird just so you could do that stunt. And that's where we're going to leave it for today, in this beautiful leaf fall clearing camp. We are going to let our cats... It's been pretty peaceful, honestly, this time. No cat died, nothing that dramatic happened. We got a new member, and, well, some relationship drama was going on. Nothing really completed this time. I feel like there is a good set of two pairings that have come out of this. But let me know if you agree. What are your ships? And what do you think about the new cat? Let me know down in the comments below. And I will see you all next time.